Welcome back to the Vlogorio. Christopher Abbey has sent us another package. It came like this, but it looks like everything's still intact. Beef jerky and Explore More Films bracelets with crushed posters. Posters were probably not supposed to be crushed, but Christopher said that he made a new movie. I will link it below. Greetings, Robby, Andrew, Brian, and Thomas. I am thrilled to be releasing another short film on my channel, Explore More Films. This time I am exploring the lost coast of Northern California on a 4-day solo backpacking trip. Thank you, Christopher Abbey. Nice. We are back from the trip that I was very excited about. The trip went really well. The episode, I hope, turns out really well. I'm looking at some of the footage. The footage looks great. It's all offloaded already. We are going to... What are we gonna do? I'm gonna get started somewhat quickly, but I think today is a vlog catch-up day. And then, just wrap up some loose ends here and there. Make sure everything's buttoned up before I actually get in the thick of the episode. When you get in the thick of the episode, man, it's very hard to do anything else. So depending on how long you've been watching Adventure Archives, you may or may not know this, but I used to go to Brian and Andrew's house to actually edit the videos. And I would spend like a week and a half there, sleeping there, basically editing all day, writing music, doing the narration. We do it all at their house. I did that for like a year or two, and it just kept getting worse and worse every time I did it. People who travel for work and have to basically live in hotels, I don't know how you do it. Brian's house is very comfortable. But living in somebody else's house and not being able to make your own meals and have a quiet room to sleep in, it really gets bad. So I don't remember exactly when we made the change, but we started using Google Drive to edit the episodes. Basically, we each have a hard drive that is labeled A Adventure Archives. And then in it, Google Drive, and then every time we make an episode, we number it and put all the video files in there. And because the hard drives are named exactly the same, if either of us opens the project file, Premiere doesn't have to relink all the files. Google Drive gives us 2 terabytes of storage. It actually started out as 1, and then they upgraded it to 2 for the same price. It's $10 a month. And that was absolutely transformative, because I don't think we would have been able to continue doing it the way we were doing it without burning out. Just like every month I would be there for like 1 or 2 weeks, just working on it nonstop. And I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, oh, we were doing remote work well before the pandemic, like multiple years before it. And it works out really well. Now, one thing that hasn't changed is that you have to sit down at a computer inside of a room to work. But with the way that computing power is going, what I would really like to do is get a sufficiently powerful laptop with enough storage space that I can have one computer for editing video, writing music, and no matter where I'm at, I can open it up and start working on it. Or when I'm home, I can put it down on the desk, plug it in, and work from a desktop setup. That is my computing dream right now, is if I get tired of working inside, I want to just be able to go outside, plop the computer down, and start working. And with any luck, the new MacBook Pros that come out this year will have great battery life, a really bright screen, and a lot of speed. If I can get a 16-inch MacBook Pro with 1 terabyte of storage and 1,000 nits of brightness on the screen, please, please, computing gods, please give that to me. Oh, obviously I can't work outside right now, but man, being able to just go on my back porch and work outside with the fresh air, oh! Oh, come on! Anyways, until then, I'll continue to dream about that. Woo, that would be great. Anyway, one thing that's kind of interesting is that sometimes when I start an episode, I have a lot of trepidation before I start, and it just seems so daunting to get started on the edit. And then other times, I just am like, yo, let's just get started. What's the problem? Let's go. I'm very excited to get started. This time is more the former than the latter. And I'm not sure exactly what the difference is, but I will say this without a shadow of hesitation. I am so much happier when I don't constantly check the internet. It is damn near unbelievable. I have this tendency to want to just flit around and be like, oh, what's on Twitter? Oh, what's on this website? And what's weird is that while we were on the island, we actually had signal a lot of the time. And yet, every time I opened my phone to use it, I was just like, oh, this sounds horrible. And obviously the place that we were in was way better than anything the internet could offer. But even now that I'm back home, I'm like, oh God, my brain is just so frazzled when I constantly look up new pieces of information. I don't think my brain is meant to be able to do that. So with that being said, I think I'm gonna make a more concerted effort to not just be on the internet all the time. And if I am on the internet, let's focus, let's get into one thing instead of just always being on multitask mode.
Very, very cool. And yes, is that going to tie into Resident Evil 9? There's a story from this one? Potentially, we'll say. And that's all how I'll leave it.
Okay, I am now going to get started on the edit of the episode. The key is to not get bogged down in details at the beginning. Just start getting stuff in, getting it going, worry about the details later. Yes, that's what I tell myself. I'm not super big into Marvel, but the new Loki show, really good. I love that 50s bureaucratic portal aesthetic. It's kind of like the Lost Hatch has that same vibe. Anyways, time for lunch and a little Loki. Alrighty then. Wow, that is, oh, it's so good. You gotta watch Loki. Anyway, let's get back to work. Sometimes I think about the video game stuff that I sold, and I have this intense regret. I was talking with some of my buddies about the Majora's Mask 3DS XL that I sold because I thought I would prefer the regular new 3DS. The only thing that comforts me is knowing that at least whoever I sold it to, they're very happy that they bought it when they did. That's the only thing. Just don't sell any video game stuff, okay? Just don't do it. I don't care how broke you are, money comes and goes, man. Just don't sell your stuff. Well, don't sell anything that is irreplaceable. Any physical video games, those are irreplaceable. Don't sell those. Cameras and camera lenses, those get superseded all the time. You don't really need to hang on to those. What happened there? Anyway, let's go for a run. What also comforts me is that type of thing evens out in the end anyway. I wrecked my car at just the right time, that I saved literal thousands of dollars on my car, not having to buy it now versus when I did buy it. So even in those times where you lose out on a deal or something, you shouldn't worry about it too much. It definitely goes around and comes around. So more so than the distance or the speed, what I've really been interested in lately is my VO2 max. It's just an estimate on the phone, but right now it's at 51.5, which is weird because over the winter, it had gotten up to 54.1. So I don't know if maybe that was a temperature difference or what, but I have not been able to get it that high again. And last September it was 54.4, so I don't know. All right, time to get back to work. It's like 800 degrees in here. I edited all day. Progress is good this time. The last episode we did took an entire month. I don't want this one to take another month. It may, but I don't want it to. But in any case, thank you very much for watching. That will do it for today. I'll see you in the next one.
Damn. How? Alright. Could you have expected something like this?